Let's talk about the Iowa caucuses. We have breaking news from The Onion as of 2 minutes ago. 600-pound butter cow sculpture wins Iowa caucus, according to The Onion on Twitter.
I can see that.
So as we can see there, according to The Onion, a 600-pound butter cow sculpture allegedly won. I believe that is actually satirical, some may call fake news. What do we know so far at this current time as far as who won? This just in, Trump wins the Iowa GOP caucuses.
No.
Of course.
According to the Hill as of 4 minutes ago. Continue.
Yeah.
So as we can see, as of now, the only individual we know that actually won the Iowa caucuses was President Trump on the GOP side, coming in with about 97% of the vote there. That's not really a surprise to anybody, nor is it what people were actually, for the most part, generally looking for as well. They're curious on who's basically going to come out on top, the top couple positions in Iowa, which is often used as a springboard to go on to New Hampshire, as well as the other early primaries. And again, a lot of this does come down to, if folks think you're going to win, you're more likely to get donations, which then extend your actual campaign, because we all remember what happened back in, what was it, I believe 2012 or so, where the Gingrich campaign had a $500 check in Arizona bounce. They just ran out of money. I mean, these things do happen, and that's why, whether we like it or not, there is money involved in politics. And if you're going to be running a campaign with hundreds, if not thousands, of people working and or volunteering for you, it takes money for supplies. You're going to pay folks. You're going to rent vehicles, trips, yada, yada, yada. But just wanted to kind of go over real quick here an article brought to us by the Washington Post. And apparently they're going to be starting to release the actual results by about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that should be 5 p.m. on the East Coast, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. And I believe they're going to be starting to release approximately 50% of the results and then continue to release them as they come in. So what actually happened with all this? Well, what seemed to be the error? Well, at the heart of the error here apparently seems to be an app that was developed to kind of try to tabulate and come out with the votes and everything. And we all know technology is great as long as it works. Because when it doesn't, when there's a proverbial gremlin in there, it can be one of the most frustrating things in the world, especially anybody that's grown up in the 90s and early 2000s dealing with early internet technology and everything. These things happen. I remember, what was it last night, one of the things I found humorous, as well as somebody's like, oh geez, so we let whoever developed the original Obamacare website, we let them in charge of an app. It gave me a few giggles and everything. And again, I realize there's certain capacity issues and everything. It's just when it is the forefront, it goes so poorly, folks do get to hammer you proverbially over the head with it again and again. But here's the thing, it's a teachable moment. All I know is back in the day before we had all these smartphones and everything, we used to count, and I thought we used these things called telephones to kind of communicate and everything, and apparently that's what we're going to do. Again, people are going off into different conspiracy theories saying that, oh, Mayor Pete's campaign kind of donated to this firm that had this, that, or the other thing. It was in charge by so many folks. Where was it? Right here. Okay. So apparently, Nevada Democrats say they will not use mobile app at the center of Iowa confusion. The Nevada Democratic Party said Tuesday it will not use the app at the center of the technical difficulties causing delayed results in Iowa caucuses. Nevada Dems can confidently say that what happened in Iowa caucuses last night will not happen in Nevada on February 22nd, the state's party chairman, William McCurdy II, said in a statement. We will not be employing the same app or vendor used in the Iowa caucuses. The app was developed by Shadow, a software company in Denver. Representatives for the firm didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. From what I had heard on these interwebs of stuff and things, apparently there were some login errors, there was this, there was that. I mean, as somebody that kind of used some kind of custom pilot developed apps, it can be confusing. There's so many things that can go wrong and everything. I just have to imagine that maybe they would have done more testing or something. I mean, this is highly concerning because everyone's getting all hyped up for this. You have folks going out, and what I had heard from some people being kind of a cold and dreary evening to actually caucus for their candidates, and all of a sudden all this confusion happens. Because I remember I was covering it last night as well, and I'm like, wow, this seems to still be at zero for a while there. No, we don't need that. But here's the thing. Go back over here. Iowa caucuses. Boom. We're still at 0%. That's the thing. And I just kept looking at it. I'm like, all right, I'm seeing some results on Twitter. Again, I can't necessarily confirm the accuracy of those, just going based upon what other people are saying. So we are getting results. The results time did seem to be kind of all over the place, a very mixed bag. In my general opinion, I tend to think that Senator Sanders did have a bunch of momentum. I tend to think that perhaps he was kind of at the top end there, along with my Senator Elizabeth Warren. Apparently Mayor Pete was kind of a breakout candidate, as well as Senator Klobuchar. Apparently it didn't done quite well in places. I saw some places that apparently, according to what I saw on the Twitters, Joe Biden had also done quite well. But the thing is, if Joe doesn't get a top 3 here, and especially if he doesn't get like a top 2 or even 3 in New Hampshire, I don't know if he's going to have the money to really go on. So we're really going to have to see what's happening. I realize a lot of folks in the Democratic Party, they're going back and forth. A lot of folks in the Republican Party are saying, oh, look, you can't even run a caucus or anything. Here's the thing. We all make mistakes. How we deal with them are what define us. So I'm actually going to be covering the wrap-up at 7 p.m. this evening with MC. We're going to do a continuation of our stream last night. By that point, we actually should have the vast majority of the results in, I am hoping. So stay tuned to either myself here at the Memes of Destruction or MC's channel, which you can find right there as well. And we'll do a quick wrap-up on this. So, hey, thank you all for watching, and peace out, everybody.